Hello and welcome to this week's retail review, episode number 46. I can't believe there's so many more retailers to go as well. This week we are taking a look at a fabulous retailer and we're going to take a look at it based on style, personality, colour palette, dress code and body shape as well. And this week's brand is Hobbs. And Hobbs is a well-known UK brand. They do deliver to Australia and other international destinations as well. And they started off their life in 1981. They were based in Hampstead. That's where they've got their flagship store. And it's a brand I came across and grew to love whilst I was living in London as well. And their pieces are absolutely beautiful. Think British sophistication and British elegance and chic. Very, very chic. So really good for your smart casual through to workwear, brilliant for workwear, and also into your cocktail and formal wear as well. So let's have a little bit of a look now. So as I was saying, absolute British elegance. So it's all about that sort of modern tailoring, beautifully cut fabrics, interesting fabrics, great prints, and that luxurious feel to it. So if we're talking about style personality, then we're really looking at the classic as a base. And when we talk about classic, we're talking here not necessarily about the colorways and the prints and patterns, but more of that sort of tailored look, that classic look. Then that's where the colour and print come into play with being elegant. Everything looks very expensive. It doesn't mean it necessarily is, but it looks that way because they're rich, vibrant colours and also gorgeous texture too. And then it's got that feminine vibe to it as well. So we do have, more of that structured and tailored look, but they do introduce the feminine vibe through some of the colourways that they use and also the prints and patterns that they use as well. When it comes to colour palette, I am so excited to say that they really do cover off everyone. And today is really about a coat extravaganza. So you'll see that I've chosen 5 coats to show you because, it is quite starting to get a little bit chilly. And I was talking to Christy today, and even up in Queensland, there's a little bit of a chill in the air. So it's time to maybe start thinking about that coat or trench. I've got some options if, a full coat isn't required. When it comes to body shape, again, Hobbs does cater for everyone. If you want to create that hourglass shape, they've got something for you. If you're looking for that boxier or straighter shape, they've got something for you. And if you want to create that inverted triangle shape, they've got something for you too. When it comes to sizing, it's size 6 to 18. Now, I've had a few people get in touch just in relation to showing sizes 18 plus. What I would say with Hobbs is that they are reasonably generous with the sizing. So I would say that you need to test a little bit and look at their sizing chart, but I have found that they are a little bit generous. So just be aware of that, if you usually take a 12 or a 14, you may need to go down a size. It is really just testing with it as well. Price points. When you visit their site, make sure to put your country in, because I made that mistake and put in US instead. So you are looking at, these are Australian dollars, looking at from $130 for a dress, $145 for pants, $41 for tops, and from $165 for coats and jackets. That's actually a jacket coat, you're looking a little bit more. What I would say is what I love about doing some UK shopping at this time of year is the coats are on sale because obviously they're coming into their spring, summer, almost summer period. So this is the perfect time to buy coats that are very much on trend with lots of colour options, more than what I would say that we'd find here in Australia, and at a really good price as well. So if you are on the hunt for a coat, and the reason I'm doing Hobbs this week is because I had a client, we were shopping on the weekend, couldn't quite find the right colour coat for her. I thought, right, I'm going to pop on Hobbs, and I found it. I'm going to actually showcase it today as well because it is stunning. So if you are warm and clear, stay tuned. With deliveries and returns, they are available just online in Australia, and they do have an Australian version of their site. Sorry, ignore stores across Australia and New Zealand. They don't. It is just available online. It's $7.50 for standard delivery, which is very reasonable and comparable to delivery here in Australia, and $15 for express delivery. However, for standard delivery, you need to allow about 8 working days, and then you have a 30-day return date from the date of delivery. What I would say is just be careful with the return, because I know, not necessarily with Hobbs, but with some other UK brands, it is at your own cost, and that can be a little bit more than your $7.50 or $10, or even, you know, a little bit more than that. So I really would stress to take your measurements where they are taking their measurements on their sizing chart to make sure that you are getting exactly what is right for you. Now, before I show you my favourites, I just wanted to remind you, for those of you who haven't joined us before, that if you would like to find out more retailers and brands that are going to be perfect for you based on your style, personality, colour palette, dress code and body shape, pop on over to 35plusweartoshop.com, where you can download our free retail guide, which we have over 90 retailers in there. And I'd also love you to join our Facebook group 35 Plus Wear to Shop, where we have over 1,400 women now helping each other find the perfect pieces for them, which is very exciting. So if there is a particular coat colour that you are after, pop it in there and you have our beautiful community of women helping you with that. So let's check out some of my favourites. So first up, we have the Marcella coat, which is in this beautiful blonde colour. So if we're looking at style personality wise, this is absolutely perfect for your classics and really great for your elegance as well. Naturals, this would absolutely work for you too. So what I would say about this particular one is, because it's got that funnel neck, just be aware that if you need a little bit more space around the bust area, you may want to open it up like they have in this second picture here. The other thing to know about this coat as well is it's got no buttons or fastenings. So it is very much, you wrap it around to create that funnel neck look with the tie belt that it has, or you can leave it open but still create that cinching around the waist by tying the belt at the back. It is finishing sort of a few centimetres below the bottom, so it's not like a long coat, but again, you can then team it with something that is a little bit more straighter to wider leg, as long as you show that shaping around the waist. Otherwise, it's great with skinnies or pencil skirts, or with a slight A-line as well. So this one really does work for pretty much all body shapes. It really is quite versatile, and it just depends on how you choose to wear it. So a really great option there. Next up, we have the pink Rowena coat, and this is quite stunning, and obviously I'm a little bit biased here because this is something that is in my colour palette and I absolutely love. This is for someone who is a classic but perhaps has a little bit more creative, elegant or dramatic coming through because of the colourway. The colourway, you can see, is quite dramatic there in that beautiful magenta colour. It is more for those cool tones. So without seeing it in person, you're looking at either a cool clear, possibly a cool muted, or if it's got quite a bit of texture to it, a cool muted and soft, cool clear and dark, cool clear and possibly bright as well. Again, and I should have mentioned before, the previous coat, the Marcella, is a wool blend, and you'll find that this is a wool blend as well. So this one as well is a tie. It hasn't got the funnel neck, but you can wear it open as well and then do the tie at the back as well. So this is another coat that doesn't have the fastening with it either, but again creates that versatility with the tie at the front or also at the back as well. So it will work for all body shapes too. Now this is the one that I was recommending to my client. So this is the Elisa coat, and it's in an ochre colour. Now I do think, even though this has a little bit of texture to it, will have enough brightness to it to be bright enough for a warm and clear. Okay, and possibly going into the warm and muted. So it is that borderline. You need to test that a little bit too. I particularly like this for a rectangle body shape because it doesn't have any lapels and it doesn't have the funnel neck, so it creates that beautiful shape through the bust area as well. I do find that if you have a look as well, you'll see that the waist is a little bit raised, so it's actually going to sit at the right place for a rectangle too. And it also gives you the option of wearing it tied at the back. So I am actually showing you 3 here that don't have the buttons and fastenings because they are quite versatile. So if you are someone who prefers to have buttons and fastenings, don't worry, I've got another 2 coming up that will have that for you. This one is a little bit longer than, say, the first one, which was in the blonde, the Marcella. So this one, I would say that if you are going to wear a wider leg pant or a flowy skirt with this one, you are going to really need to show your waist. If you're going for more of a boxy look with it to create that inverted triangle look, so you're not doing as much waist cinching with it, then you will need to go for a pencil or a skinny pant underneath. When it comes to style personality, I think this is a great one for creatives. For elegance, probably not so much feminine. I feel like it's a little bit too structured for the feminine. The colour's a little bit too bold and strong for them. Dramatics, some rebellious as well, this will work for, and definitely a sultry as well. Next up, we've got the beautiful purple Saskia trench coat. And the reason I want to show you this is that obviously it comes in lots of colourways, more of your, I guess what we call classic colourways, your beige, your red, your black as well. But I wanted to show you this because cool and muteds, cool muted lights and cool muted softs often get ripped off when it comes to finding that staple or core colour, well, not a core colour, but interesting colours or different colours other than your navies or greys in a trench. And so I wanted to show you this because this beautiful lilac colour is just absolutely gorgeous. And I know that I've colour draped so many women lately who are cool and light, and this would be absolutely perfect for them. Now, when it comes to style personality, you are looking at a more classic feminine, for example, or an elegant or creative as well. Natural, this might feel a little bit too structured. The thing I would say with this is double-breasted. So if you're a bust size C and above, this could be a little bit tricky to do. As you can see in this picture, you can open it up a little bit. However, remembering the buttons are a focal point, so it's going to bring focus to the bust area. If you are a triangle body shape, this is going to be amazing because you can see we've got the epaulets, you've got the detail around the bust area with the buttons and also the extra fabric and detail there, the collar tying around the waist. So it's creating that width across the shoulder line and creating a beautiful hourglass shape through there. It's also great for hourglasses, again, just remembering as long as there's not too much fussiness around the bust area for you. Rectangles, this could be a little bit tricky. I would prefer either the Elisa coat for you, the Rowena, or the Marcella coat instead. I think there's just too much detail around the bust and the tummy area for rectangles. And the same for inverted triangles as well. I would stick to the other 3 instead because you can get trenches that are much more streamlined than this. This is perfect if you need more detail on the top half of the body. And last but not least, I wanted to show you another warm one because we've had, you know, the cream is perfect for your warms as well. The pink and this one, the pink Rowena and this purple Saskia, great for your cooler muteds. But I wanted to show you another one for people who are brights, and this is called our Bright True Red, which looking here, it does look a little bit warmer. So possibly a cool clear dark could get away with it, or possibly cool clear bright. However, I do think warm and clears, this could be your red. Again, just need to play around and test with it a little bit there. So this shape, as you can see, it's a straighter shape. So it does have a slight shaping, but I do think that this will work quite well for your rectangle body shape because the lapels on it are quite small. And you've also got that detail around the pocket on the high hip, so that becomes a little bit of a focal point as well. And you've got the 2-button too, which is great. So it is slightly boxier shape there. I feel like it's probably going to be a little bit too boxy for your hourglasses and for inverted triangles. However, the triangle, it might work if you go super skinny on the bottom half with it. But that is a super, super gorgeous coat through there. Style personality wise, you probably are looking more at your classic and your elegant, dramatic, maybe some sultries, creative. I think again, it's a little bit too strong for your feminines and a little bit too strong for your natural style personality as well. But remembering, we're often a combination of 2 to 3, so it might be that you bring it in just for that part too. I just want to show you that picture as well, just bringing it through. And again, you can see that's much attended here with a wider leg pant, but again, that's going to really only work for someone who is a rectangle body shape to create that straighter line through there. So they are just some of my favourites. Happy coat shopping people. Oh my word, I love a good coat and a good statement coat. And I have to say, living in London was like, it was your coats because you were in them so much, and that's, you know, possibly part of the reason I moved back to Canberra, so I could actually wear coats as well. Love, love, love a statement coat. Now, if you really liked those coats, then I would check out the rest of the website, and they have a lot of stock on there. Their suiting and blazers are particularly good, especially if you're someone who likes to do mix and match for work. So you might want to go for a core colour on the base, like your navies, your greys, your blacks, your taupes, your browns, but you want a bit of a statement jacket. Definitely have a look at Hobbs, the rest of the site, because they have great cuts, really interesting, not your standard blazers, and really great shapes. So, sorry. So if you want to find out more retailers that are going to be perfect for you, then pop on over to 35plusweartoshop.com, where you can download our free retail guide, and also join us in our Facebook group, 35 Plus Wear to Shop. Until next week, sorry.